It's like the world starts shouting the moment I open my eyes. Sometimes I wake up and before I've even left bed, I already feel behind. There's this endless stream of notifications waiting for me emails, updates, reminders, breaking news. And honestly, I think most of us feel that. And in this video, I'm going to give you 9 themes to think about in regards to why minimalism is essential to survive the modern world. We live in this strange time where everything's louder, faster, and more demanding than ever before. And the cost of keeping up is peace. That's why over the past few years, I've become almost protective of simplicity. To me, minimalism isn't about an aesthetic, it's a survival tool. Because without it, it's way too easy to get lost in the noise. So let's dive in. Making space for what matters. When I first heard the word minimalism, I pictured these perfect white rooms, Scandinavian furniture, and one lonely houseplant. And I thought, yeah, not for me. But over time, I realized minimalism isn't about having less just for the sake of it. It's about making space for what truly matters. At first, it started small. I cleaned out a closet that was overflowing with clothes I didn't even wear, and then I went through my phone and deleted apps that didn't add anything to my life. And after that, I started decluttering my time. I began saying no to things that drain me, whether it's projects, obligations, even certain friendships that only brought stress. And what I found underneath all that noise was calm. Not perfection, not control, just calm. Surviving modern life. We live in this world that's obsessed with more money, more productivity, more followers, more options. And yet, most people feel emptier than ever. It's almost ironic, right? We have more access, more convenience, more stuff than any generation before us, but peace and happiness still feel so rare. I don't think we were meant to process this much information and pressure, stimulation, all at once. Every scroll, every ad, every bit of news pulls at our attention until our minds start to feel like browser tabs we can't close. Minimalism, for me, became the antidote to that, not a rejection of modern life, but a way to survive it without losing myself. It's like saying, okay, world, you can keep running fast, I'll walk. Harsh realities of multitasking. Here's something I noticed after simplifying my space and schedule. My thoughts slowed down too. Not in a bad way, in a peaceful way. When I stopped multitasking all the time, I started to actually notice the world around me again. The smell of my morning coffee, the sound of the wind outside. Even small, simple moments started to feel full again. Minimalism gave me permission to linger, to not rush, to enjoy the in-between moments that used to feel like wasted time. Sometimes I think we forget productivity and peace can coexist, but not when life's packed to the edges. You can't hear yourself think when your day is bursting at the seams. Physical and mental clutter. One of the biggest lessons I've learned through minimalism is that clutter attracts clutter. And I don't just mean physical stuff. Mental clutter attracts emotional clutter. Digital clutter attracts stress. When one area of your life gets messy, it spills into everything else. But the opposite is also true. When you start to clear one small space, maybe it's your desk or your inbox or even your thoughts, it creates momentum. You start to crave that lightness everywhere. And suddenly, minimalism isn't about just cleaning your home. It's about cleaning your headspace. I think a lot of people assume minimalism means restriction, like you're giving up joy, comfort, or creativity. But in my experience, it's actually the opposite. When you clear away what doesn't matter, you finally see what does. You stop chasing every shiny thing and start noticing what actually makes you feel alive. Living with intention. I'll be honest, minimalism has made me a little crazy at times because the more I let go, the more I realized how much of my life I've been living for other people's expectations. We're constantly told what success looks like. We're told what we should buy, how we should dress, what goals we should have. And we chase these things thinking that they'll make us happy. But somewhere along the way, we forget to ask, do I even want this? That's the question minimalism has helped me start asking again. Not what's trendy, not what's expected, but what's true for me. And it's funny, when you start living with intention, it doesn't always look impressive from the outside. Your life might get quieter, your schedule emptier, your home simpler. But your peace, that grows louder than anything else. Happiness versus possessions. Minimalism also taught me something else, that peace doesn't come from adding things. It comes from subtracting what doesn't belong. We're always told happiness is about getting more, a better job, a bigger home, the next upgrade. But have you ever noticed that once you get those things, the peace you hope for, it doesn't last very long? That's because peace doesn't live in possessions. It lives in presence. And presence takes space. It takes quiet. It takes choosing to not fill every single corner of your life with noise. Sometimes that means letting go of good things, not just bad ones, because even too many good things can become overwhelming. Minimalism is learning the art of enough. In a world addicted to more, that's almost revolutionary. Getting your time back. I think one of the most powerful parts of minimalism is that it gives you your time back. Time, the one thing you can't buy more of or earn. When your home, schedule, and mind are all full of clutter, you're constantly managing it all. Cleaning, organizing, juggling. But when you simplify, you create space for rest, creativity, and connection. It's amazing how much more alive you feel when your energy isn't scattered everywhere. And honestly, this world we live in, it thrives on distraction. Because if you're distracted, you're easier to sell to, you're easier to control. But when you slow down, when you step out of that cycle and live simply, you become aware again. You start noticing what actually fulfills you. And spoiler, it's usually not stuff. Protecting your attention. I think that's why I say minimalism is essential for surviving the modern world. Because it's not just about tidying up, it's about protecting your attention. Your attention determines your entire experience of life. Whatever has your attention has you. And in today's world, everyone's fighting for it. Brands, platforms, algorithms, you name it. So if you don't consciously decide what deserves your attention, something else will decide for you. Minimalism gives that control back. It's saying, this is where my energy goes. This is what matters. The rest can wait. And honestly, that's how you survive this world without being constantly consumed by it. Starting small. So if life feels overwhelming right now, start small. Don't try to overhaul everything overnight. Just pick one area to clear space in. Maybe it's your desk, maybe it's your schedule, maybe it's just the thoughts that keep looping in your head. Give yourself permission to pause, to breathe, to make room for calm again. Because when you create that space, peace has somewhere to land. And once you feel that peace, you realize it was never really about less, it was always about enough. If this video brought you a sense of calm or clarity, take a moment to breathe, then leave a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder to slow down. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.